Would you like to know a variety of ways to be seen, be known, and get more clients? Are you ready to step into your own successful mindset? If so, stay tuned because do we have a show for you? Welcome to Biz Success in 15. I'm your host, Cindy J, the Visibility Wiz, and I'm here to guide you as you step into who you are with outrageous confidence for more visibility, influence, and profits. Be sure to get your visibility checklist at visibilitychecklist.com. Today I have Galit Ventura Rozen with us. She has been an entrepreneur since she's been 21 years old. She's an executive business performance expert, a professional speaker, author of The Successful Woman's Mindset, and she's also the co-founder of Everyday Woman TV. She combines her unique skills to deliver business mentoring, speaking engagements, and interactive workshops to help businesses and entrepreneurs accomplish their goals and desires, break through their fears, affect lasting change, and increase their revenue. Welcome, Galit. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Cindy J.
To start with, do you want to share a little bit with us about your journey and why you believe visibility is so important?
Absolutely. Coming from what I consider more of a brick and mortar business, starting at quite a young age in commercial real estate, most of my career I have spent selling things. So visibility was not as important except for networking and reaching out to people and things like that. About 7 years ago, I decided to get into the online space and build my own personal brand, Galit Ventura Rozen. And what I found was that we don't have a very long attention span. And so when we stop showing up, if we stop doing those lives or posting on social media or sending out things of value to our email list, people in a sense forget who you are. I don't know how else to say it politely. They'll move on to the next expert in your area when you don't keep showing up. So what I learned 7 years ago is visibility and being seen and people knowing what I'm an expert in consistently was the key to me continuing to get speaking gigs that are paid or clients. And that's really what my journey took me to. And so that's why I think what you do is so important, teaching people how to be visible.
Oh, well, thank you very much. So, what are, let's say, three to five of your favorite ways to be visible?
Absolutely. So there's so many different ways today, but I'm going to start with social media first. Now that might sound quite general, but it really isn't. I always say that if you're out there on social media, sometimes it becomes a little overwhelming. Instead of allowing yourself to get overwhelmed, I want you to become the queen or the king of one social media. First, I'm not saying don't have social media profiles on all the ones that you enjoy, because I want you to enjoy it. I don't want it to feel like a task, but pick one that you really want to get good at, that you're going to be the most visible. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to be consistent with your social media. For me, that means I plan out my social media 30 days in advance at all times. So towards the end of the month, my team is putting together a social media calendar for me. If it's whatever it is, I'm on most of them except for Twitter. And I now am approving the images, the content, everything. So now instead of having to wake up every morning and think, oh my gosh, I forgot to post on TikTok. Oh my gosh, I forgot to do that. We've got 30 days set up for me. And there's so many automated systems that can do that for you. Now, there are some places you might have to do manual, like your personal Facebook, and even TikTok today has a way to do automated, but if not, maybe on TikTok and so on, but it's still worth it. So first thing I want you to do is social media. You've got to be consistent. You've got to be posting almost every day.
So, with your social media, are you posting once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day? How often do you post on social
So
media?
my consistency of my automated posting is going once a day on almost all of my social medias. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm very adamant about the videos and very adamant about the images and the content. So I
Mhm.
would say I'm doing at least once a day.
Mhm.
If that feels overwhelming for you and you're not able to plan in advance, I would suggest at least 2 to 3 times a week. But if you can, do it once a day. Now, I do end up posting more than once a day because aside from the things that are automated, I'm also doing personal posts and personal videos because that gives people more of an inside look into who I am and the things that I'm doing. So if I'm on a trip at an event, you're going to see that post. So I
Mhm.
want you to have that automated, and then I want you to have the real time stuff because that lets people connect. If you go to a dinner, concert, on a vacation, you're walking your dog, whatever it is that matches your brand.
Mhm. Or your personality.
Yeah, for me, it's my personality, but also
Yeah.
your brand because you won't see me posting that I'm going to the gas station. It's not part of
Right.
my brand, but you'll see me posting when I travel and go to events or outside with my dogs, things like that. So
Right.
whatever works for you.
Now my husband and I, we have date days every Sunday, and we typically go up to the mountains. And I like videoing the woodpeckers. Like I'm in awe of the woodpeckers for some reason.
Yes.
And then also deer. We go deer hunting so we can take pictures of them.
Love that. Beautiful. So you're posting balance. You're posting about, hey, this is an insight into my life. And it's really important to have that balance, not just sell, 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 program, 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 but let's let people get to know who you are. So then they want to buy into your programs.
Right. And with your one automated post, do you do the same post across all channels?
Actually, not really. I mean, I have I have done that a lot because the people that are following me on LinkedIn are not following me on Facebook. So it's a really easy way to do things. But of course, images are going to be different sizes on Instagram than they are going to be on Facebook or LinkedIn. So sometimes my calendars are more unique to that specific social media. But at first, just start out with that 30-day general. There's nothing wrong with posting the same things in different places, but I try to mix it up. So you might see the same post in 5 days on the same one that you saw it on a different social media 5 days before.
Mhm. So, what's your second favorite visibility strategy?
You've got to get out there and be speaking. Okay, this is where people get terrified. You've got to be out there speaking on your area of expertise. And this is not about paid speaking. If you want to be a paid speaker, that's something totally different. What I'm talking about is promotional speaking. You've got to get out there and get in front of your ideal audience. There are opportunities out there for conferences and stuff that are looking for speakers where you're not going to get paid. And this is the only time I say, go do it and don't get paid. But they put you in front of 100, 200, 300 people of your ideal audience. And a lot of times they'll even give you a booth. So now what you're doing is you're putting yourself in front of physically and the opportunity of people to be able to walk up to you at a booth and talk to you. And I've done this before for free. I spoke at a Bakersfield conference. I had 150 women in my room while I spoke. Then I got a booth for free. I didn't pay for any of this. They came over and wanted to buy my book because I just spoke about it. So you've got to get out there. And the way that you do that is start with your community. The Chamber of Commerce, they have different companies, business associations, nonprofits, organizations, but please only speak for free, either to give back to the community or to attract your ideal client. That's how I started in the business of speaking, Cindy J. And when I published my first book, I did what I called a speaking book tour, and I spoke for free at associations, business associations, and then I sold my books.
Right.
And then sometimes people hired me for coaching, or sometimes other people wanted me to speak at their events. So I highly think you should be out there speaking.
Right. Now, I know I've been told in the past, and I understand, like the motto, you have your pay to speak, which is whenever you're paying for your sponsorships. Then you have like free speaking, where you don't have to pay for sponsorships. So can you tell us a little bit about, like, a lot of the places, a lot of conferences I've always been in touch with, they want a sponsor fee of $1,000 to $20,000 to speak on their stage and have the booth. So
Yes.
how do you find places that aren't charging you? Are they actually out there?
Oh yeah, they're out there. They're absolutely 100% out there. I've never paid to speak. I think I did it once. It was a women's event and it was so worth it. It was in Vegas. It cost me $199, which was a joke. and 200 women were at the event. I got to speak for 15 minutes and sell my books. I made the money back in selling my books. So there are things out there that you pay to speak. A lot of the big speakers do that. They'll put you on their stages if you pay, and then you get branded with that big speaker. There's nothing wrong with doing that as long as you can find a way to make that money back. And what they'll do is they'll allow you to do an offer from the stage. They'll allow you to have a booth to sell. And you just want to make sure that they're marketing you and advertising you. And sometimes it's enough just for the visibility and credibility. You're getting put out there in social media and on their flyers with them. So, oh, wow, Cindy J gets to speak with XYZ speaker. So I highly recommend looking at the model and seeing if it matches you. I've also seen speaking events where they request that you sell a certain amount of tickets, but you don't pay to speak. So that might be a sponsor thing that you're talking about, where I had to sell 10 tickets for people to come. And that was easy to do. So look at it, but try to always think, what's the benefit of doing this? How can I turn it into money? Because at the end of the day, most of us are here because we want to be able to support ourselves and support our families, and you deserve to be able to do that.
Right. Exactly. And so before we get to your third favorite strategy for visibility, can you share an action step that our audience can take to start increasing their visibility today?
Absolutely. I challenge you. I love the word challenge. Action step, challenge you to sit down and write a 30-day social media calendar. I use Excel or Google Sheets, and it allows you to put photos in there. It allows you to write, and then you can go ahead and use one of those programs that are out there to automate it. So, and a lot of these online programs are very inexpensive, $10, $15 a month, and you can do up to 5 different social media platforms. So pay for that platform, whatever it might be. There's lots out there. That's why I don't recommend one. And then set up your 30 days, and then set up a calendar reminder every month around the 21st to set up your calendar for the next 30 days. And what you want to do is you want to keep those Excel spreadsheets or Google Sheets, because label them at the bottom: January, February, March, April, May. And now you can recycle your content. It's really nice to do that.
Yes, exactly. And the whole thing is, I know so many people talking just about the social media, is when you find things that you're posting, when they're getting engagement, reuse them. I know people that have like 6 months or maybe even a year's worth of social media posts that they just continuously rotate.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that, because the same people won't see the same post, and seeing the same thing is not a bad thing. It's branding. So go for it.
Exactly. Whenever people don't want to post the same thing, I always ask, how many commercials have you only seen once?
None. Right?
So now let's move on to your third favorite way for visibility.
My next favorite way for visibility is becoming an author. So if you have it in you to write your own book, go for it. Because for me, that's a business card. I can't tell you how many speaking gigs I've gotten because of my book that I wrote 6.5 years ago. And being an author shows people that you're an expert in something. So write a book. Some people do ebooks, which is just a short version of something, of area of expertise, which we're going to be giving one of those away today. I didn't write that one though. But ebooks or a real book, I have a book that's like 35,000 words that I wrote, and that shows you an expert. The other thing you can do is become part of a book where somebody is putting out a book. We do that at Everyday Woman, and we give women a chance to just write a chapter, and then we do all the work for them, and they become part of an anthology. But now they're seen as an author, and a lot of times a best-selling author. But writing anything, if it's publications for magazines, blogs, content, long story posts, book, chapters, doesn't matter, write, because that's another way for people to see you as an expert.
Mm-hmm. I love that you added everything in there. I know I've been in a couple collaboration books with Women Speakers Association.
Yeah, I love them.
And so therefore, and the Everyday Woman is a great collaborative book too. So anytime you can be in that collaborative book, it's really, I think, the easy way to be an international best-selling author because everybody's promoting it. And I very seldom, if ever, have seen a collaboration book that didn't hit that.
I haven't seen one yet.
Yeah.
I've seen every single one. We're on our 5th, and all of them have been bestsellers and multiple rankings on Amazon because you have a group of people that are promoting it on the same day. And it's almost guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Now, you had mentioned Everyday Woman, and I know you're the co-founder of Everyday Woman, and we are going to be aired on Everyday Woman. But do you want to tell the audience what Everyday Woman is?
Yes, so Cindy J is one of our TV hosts for Everyday Woman TV. And everydaywoman.tv.com, please go there. It's free to watch. Go watch, obviously, the show you're watching now, but go watch and see how many different areas and themes and expertise are on there. I think we have 300-400 different shows. So you want to go watch that. And some people have their own TV show like Cindy J, which is another way to be visible. We promote her all over social media through our email list that is huge. And what it does is it brings eyes on Cindy J as an expert, as a visibility expert. And then people reach out to her and say, Cindy J, I want to work with you because you're a visibility expert.
And to add on to that too, we were talking about like the social media content, but I want to add every single thing that you do is content, but don't just do content once and never use it again. And so you may be listening to this podcast on Apple, you might be listening to it on iHeart, you might be on my website, you might be on YouTube, or you might be on Everyday Woman TV. So anytime you utilize content, you want to spread it in different places.
Repurpose, Cindy J. Repurpose. Yep. You take the same video or the same publication and turn it into 7 to 9 different types of posts. Here you go. There's your calendar. So Cindy J's got this great video, but she's going to put it in 7 different places, right? But she also can do the opportunity if she's doing her own video where she's on speaking about her area of expertise, she can cut that up into minute videos and post those all over TikTok and Instagram stories and Instagram reels and Facebook stories and YouTube shorts. So repurpose, repurpose, repurpose.
Yes, always repurpose. I love it. And I know that you have a free gift for our audience. Do you want to share what it is?
Yes, I have the 10 secrets to becoming a published author. And it's a short ebook. It's free. And Cindy J will share the link with you guys. But it's a free ebook you can download, and it'll take you through the steps if you want to write your own book.
I love that. Thank you. And, writing your book, a couple things. Definitely, I think with some people, writing a collaborative book is always good at first.
Yeah, so it's easier.
With doing collaborative, but also with your own book, it's really so much easier today than what it was 20 years ago. And there's no reason for anybody to not have a book. I'm actually writing my second book right now, which is about business. My first book was my memoir. And so then now I'll be doing a business. Now I'm writing a business book. So you definitely want to go grab the 10 steps so you can be a published author. And it elevates your credibility just because you are a published author.
It really does.
Yeah. You want to go to Biz Success in 15. That's BIZ Success, SUCCESS, NIN, and then the number 15.com/everyday woman. And that's plural. So it's everyday, no dashes or nothing, all lowercase, EVERYDAYWOMAN. So you want to head on over to bizsuccessin15.com, Everyday Woman, and get your 10 secrets to become a published author. So Galit, do you have any final words you'd like to leave our audience with?
One of my favorite things to share at the end of my interviews when I get asked that is, stop waiting for the perfect time to do things, because it usually will never come, because perfection does not exist. So if there's something that you want to do it now. And being visible is a huge part of being successful, because if people don't know who you are, they can't work with you and see how amazing you are.
I love it. Thank you very much, Galit. It's been a pleasure as always. And to our audience, you want to be sure to tune in next week for another episode of Biz Success in 15 so that you can step into who you are with outrageous confidence and get more visibility, influence, and profits.